Hello, my gorgeous, beautiful souls. How are you? So first off, I want to say congratulations to those of you who did the 3-day Envision Your Dream Challenge. And for those of you who shared in the group what you were envisioning. And thank you for participating. I loved reading what everyone was sharing. There's Miss Bella. Hey, sister. So anyways, I just want to say thank you for participating. And I decided to come on just a little bit later today so that we could have some time, because 3 days really is a short period of time to be able to do those 3 days of envisioning your dream. You know, with day one, defining how you envision yourself 5 years from now, and really taking the time to imagine that and share it in a way that you share it from first person. And it's like reading a book, one of those romance novels or one of those romance stories that you could read, or, you know, if someone's telling a story. Sorry about that. So when you show up, show some love or say hello, tell me where you're from, and we can get started here. I see we have Julie on here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for coming on. I'm just getting a phone call through my messenger. That's how my husband and I communicate when he's out of town. So let me message him really quick while we wait for others to join in. I'm also in the middle of cooking dinner. I made a veggie stir fry with some grilled chicken breasts and some corn from my garden. I'm so excited to eat some of that corn. So they say, because tonight is the full moon, it's the time to harvest. And because it's the closest that the moon is to the earth, and that's when the farmers take advantage of that, working late into the evening, because they can still see the entire fields. So anyways, I am just excited about what has been transpiring for me over the last several weeks. You may have noticed there's been some up and down where I come in and then I'm gone. 1 week, you know, I take the last week of every month, and I don't really do much of anything online. I take that time to just kind of revisit what my month looked like, catch up on anything that I needed to catch up on. And then I also had a trip to Idaho where I went and visited my sister and her partner and my niece, and really enjoyed my time spending time with my family. I don't always get to see them as much as I would like to. So that was quite a trip. I haven't driven that long in a while, actually. Anyway, so it was like a 6-hour drive there, and then we were there for like 3 nights, and then came back and another 6-hour drive back. And unfortunately, I think due to maybe the possible climate change, I ended up sick for like 4 days. So well-being is a priority for me. Definitely self-care is highly important when it comes to manifesting. I don't know about you, but for me, hi Pamela, welcome, and thank you for being on. Invite your friends to be on here, guys, and invite your friends into the group, because things are about to get hot in this place, and I will share with you why here shortly. So back to the 3-day challenge. So I've been studying and researching the law of attraction. I've actually known about the law of attraction since the documentary The Secret came out way back when. I believe, I want to say it was like, well, I remember watching the documentary probably like back in 2005, maybe 2004 even. Anyway, so that was the first time I had seen or even knew anything existed like that. So I was very pulled to watch it, and it was just like an eye opener. Like, oh my gosh, like there's more to life. Wow, more than to just work all the time and take care of kids and blah 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 blah. So of course, my daughter needs to use the bathroom, and she's scared to go in there by herself. So I will be right back. I figured I might as well check my corn. So thank you for your patience. Anyways, being a mom of a 44-year-old mom of a 4-year-old. Have you ever noticed getting those numbers? Sometimes you might see 1111 or 444, or they just randomly show up. I've actually been experiencing a ton of it. And at first I didn't know anything about that kind of stuff, but it started happening back in November, where I all of a sudden started seeing these double numbers and then triple numbers. But then I was like, so I kind of was curious. So I started looking it up and researching that too. Anyways, if you have ever experienced receiving or seeing randomly, it's sometimes like hearing a song, like, or you wake up and you're singing this song in your head. I believe those are divine messages. And so I just started to research it, and now, like, I see them all the time. I see them on license plates. I get like these little nudges to look up, and I'll look up and it's a sign. Like today I was driving to somewhere, and the sign says, "Are you ready?" I was like, for what? Ready for what? Anyways, I absolutely love that stuff. Sweet little girl. My youngest daughter was afraid to. Oh, so it's a phase. I hope it's just a phase thing. She has been. I do know that I read something, Pamela, about because of this age, they are very imaginative, and so sometimes their imagination gets a little bit too wild. Yeah, so she's probably for the past 3 or 4 months now going through this phase of she's scared of the dark, she's scared of this, she's scared of that. And I'm like, but there's nothing to be scared of. And now I'm just like, okay, I hear you. I got it. You're scared. So anyways, the numbers thing. I believe it's the universe's way of communicating to us, divine messages, whatever you want to call it. And so I just really have always just kind of started paying attention even more so now. So anyways, back to the 3-day challenge. So day 1 was about defining and being clear on how you see yourself 5 years from now. So some people have never set goals, or some people just might set small goals. I'm like a visionary type person. I'm a visionary, big thinker. I think way in advance, and I used to spend a lot of time there in that place. And the challenge with that was I wasn't manifesting because I was just still in the mode of wishful thinking or dreaming. And then over time, as I transformed my life and, started understanding the way our brain works and our mindsets and how all of that just kind of shifted and it come together and makes sense and how does it work and so when I seen the Law of Attraction, The Secret, that documentary, I started to kind of practice it a little bit, but I wasn't there yet to really understand what any of it meant. I was just reading books here and there, and I wasn't really much of a big reader. But when I seen that video, holy cow, I was like, shit, this is some good stuff. And that's when I realized, okay, there's something for me to be looking here, because I really felt called from here to find out more. I just all of a sudden became hungry and wanted to know more. Like, there's more to life than the way it was. And so that's when I began researching the people that were in the videos. One of them being James Arthur Ray. I may be saying his name wrong because it's like 3 words, and I'll just say James. Anyways, I have had the honor of interviewing that man, and I was so present to the power of just, I was so present to his peace and his commitment and desire to making a huge difference and impacting the world through his leadership and his knowledge and his wisdom. And the power of forgiveness is so huge. And I knew that before I interviewed James. And I just knew I had to interview him. Anyways, I'm getting off subject. So so that's where I started to dabble and try to understand what is the law of attraction. There's even stuff about the law of attraction in the Bible. I'm not an expert in the Bible, and I'm not going to go there into that conversation because I want to keep away from, just politics and religion are just 2 conversations I don't get involved with anybody, especially my husband. Anyways, I do believe that everyone has their own beliefs, and I respect and honor that. And I would expect the same from others, to respect and honor my beliefs. And if they don't let the door hit you in the ass, kind of thing, right? Anyways, so the purpose of this 3-day challenge is to inspire you to remembering what it was like to be a dreamer. I mean, do you ever remember sitting in your classroom and just daydreaming? Like, that is true visualizing, true, like, that's the active part of imagination, of, like, my daughter imagining, like it's as real as if it was there already, like you're just there. And unfortunately, as we grow older and we're living life and we're working, taking care and doing and taking care of everybody else's stuff, and we get caught up in the day-to-day mundane of life and we forget. And so when you're writing and defining yourself, for me, I journal every day, and I also continue to write out for myself. She's hollering at me. even like from the 28-day gratitude is bliss challenge that I did, which you can find in the unit section. And I highly, highly, highly recommend everybody to take your time and do each day's gratitude, because it's transforming in itself. No, I don't want to see how many poops you did. Okay, you're naked. Can you please go put some clothes on? Okay, I can see this is already a challenge. Let's go with the flow here. I'll be right back. Thank you for waiting. All right, I'm back. Kids are so funny. Thanks, Pamela. Yeah, so it's like being there again, you know? Be in that place of daydreaming, of imagining and seeing 5 years from now how you are experiencing your life. See, the thing is we're so caught up with our day-to-day life, but the thing is your day-to-day life is all based from your past. Everything that you do today is all coming from your past. And so what do you think is happening? Because your past is in your present, it's what's creating your future. I know that's pretty radical. The thing is, we want to get your past in the past back where it belongs so that we can create something new from what's possible. Because you can't create a new possibility in your life when your past is in the way. It's like these filters, you know, it's like those pop bottle glasses that they used to wear. You know, they're thick, and that's our, you know, we're looking through this lens at our, what we call life, and it doesn't have to be that way. And I didn't know that, you know, like 9 years ago, almost 9 years ago. I did not know that. I was one of those people wearing this pop bottle glasses and viewing my life from that point of view of all of my past. And so I was living my past in my present, which was creating this continuous future of my past. And when I really got that, and I got that I am the soul, the main person, the only person who can create this future of mine, and that I really can put my past in the past. Well, how did I do that? Well, first off, I did that by doing the work. And when I say doing the work, what I mean is I dealt with the bullshit from the past. I dealt with the skeletons in my closet. I confessed my ass off. I told people my deepest secrets that would have been embarrassing, or people would think, oh, you should have been in prison. Not that kind of bad, but but things that you carry around that you feel guilt and shame and resentment, and all that stuff is just bogging you down. And every day you're just like, you know how many people I talk to on a daily basis that are like, I ask them, how you doing? You know, and I'm like, how you doing? And they're just like, oh, I'm great. I'm doing wonderful. Have you ever, like, I know you have, like, you've been with somebody and you're just like, how you doing? But really you're reading between the lines, and you know that's bullshit. I mean, seriously. No, you know, and I've even asked people like, you know, just in a regular conversation, like, you know, they'll be talking to me like life is grand. But if I ask more questions about this or that and like, how's that going? Or eventually they feel safe enough with me to open up. It's sometimes it's even weird. Like I could be in a grocery store and all of a sudden some random person will just that I haven't seen in probably a long time. I've had people I don't even know just open up like out of the blue. And all I do is listen and I get them and I understand what it is that they're dealing with. And I also can hear in the background what it is that they're really committed to in creating for themselves and their life and their family and their children. You know, whatever it is that you are committed to, we know on a surface level, but we also know on the surface level because we believe from the past beliefs, it's just the way it is. It's the way it's going to be. So when you can get to that bull crap from the past and you start dealing with it, and some stuff might take a little longer than other stuff. Some stuff you can move through it pretty quickly. For me, I've been doing this for 9 years and I can move through it pretty quickly. So, and when I talk about stuff like, what do you mean dealing with stuff? Well, let me think of an example here. So I want to manifest prosperity. I want to manifest and create more wealth in my life. And what I have to deal with is my old money stories. And sometimes they just come up randomly. And for example, today, as I'm thinking about, okay, well, I'm defining for myself, what is my goal? Well, one of my goals that I want to reach is $30,000 for the rest of this year. And I go through a process because do I believe that I can reach $30,000 the rest of this year? Well, hell yeah, now I can believe it. But when I first wrote the goal down, I had to step back, take a look, and say, well, what would be there for me? You know, do some deep work. Like, what would be there for me? What would get in my way? Imagining that I had already manifested this $30,000. So, and how I do that is I take a look at how would my mom react to me making $30,000 in 3 months? How would my husband react to that? I can either ask them what they think, you know, and imagine what they would say, but then I want to look at what do I believe they would think or say. And then I just start writing everything out. It's a free flow writing. You get through the ego stuff and then you're just silent. You're in silence. And then it just starts to pour out of you, this stuff. And what I uncovered, I wrote this down because I wanted to share this with you. Because one of the things about people when they define their dreams, sometimes it's just easy for people to do, but then there's times where it's a little challenging because of a belief that's stopping you from believing that it's possible. So if you do the work, and you could really uncover some pretty I see it as interesting now. And believe me, before I began any of this work, I had the hugest fear of like, oh my gosh, what am I going to uncover? I'm too scared. I had a huge fear, like some of this stuff is bad. I don't want people to know. I mean, there's all kinds of icky stuff there about dealing with your stuff. And it can be small stuff or it could be big stuff. You just don't know what it's going to be. And I think the biggest fear people have is like actually acknowledging. Thank you.
No, it's my dad's present.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Acknowledging that there's something there to deal with. So, so what I discovered when I was doing this, as I was writing out, this last quarter's goals, was because first off, 30,000 is a stretch. Okay, if it's not a stretch for you in your stomach, and like you just feel it in your stomach, like, automatically the thought is there, like, I don't think I can do that, or is that really possible? Whatever, those thoughts will come up. And if they aren't coming up, then you're not stretching yourself far enough, and you're still inside your damn comfort zone. And when you're not taking it outside of your comfort zone, then it won't happen, because you didn't deal with the muck underneath first off, and then secondly, you didn't get clear on the goal, which that is part of day one. Envision your goal by defining it. How do you see yourself? What is your experience of yourself? And tell it as if you shared it 5 years from now. You know what I mean? So what came up for me was, I'll find my notes here. Oh, here we go. So you're doing like a self-inquiry with yourself, and you want to be straight with yourself. Push through the crap about whatever. I mean, your mind is going to come up with all kinds of stuff. I call it ego. Etched God out, because when you're with your highest power, God, whatever you want to call it, the divine, everybody has a different name, or not everybody, but people have different names. But you want to, because you know the difference between ego and what's there for real. Like it's two separate things. And I don't know if you get that, but if you get that, please put, yes, I get that. Totally makes sense. Let me know that you're with me here. All right, so the first thing I did is, what is my relationship with money and my personal relationship? Because we all have some story, or many stories, or a ton of stories about money. And the fact is money is just a piece of paper with ink on it. Okay. And I believe there's an abundance of money in the world. And if you don't understand money, and you don't get what money is and what it's used for, then I would invite you to go do some research about, like, where did money even come from? First off, it's just an exchange for service. Thank you, Pamela. So anyways, so then I asked myself, what do I believe to be true about myself and my relationship with money, or specifically with $30,000? Okay. And what is the value of my services to my ideal client, and do I believe it? I asked the question, sorry, just looking through my notes here. Stay with me. I hope you're getting this. Okay. What will get in my way mentally? So, because I've been doing the work, and I pay attention to my triggers, I pay attention to, and this is all mindset stuff, by the way. I pay attention to the triggers, I pay attention to the feelings around the topics that I'm working on, or what will show up in my space. I pay attention to my conversations, because sometimes people are, and most of the time I should say, people are a mirror of what you think of in reality. And so, the ones that you complain about, or the ones that you gossip about to your friend that you're complaining about, those are the ones that you really want to pay attention to, because they're actually there to teach you something. And I just got goosebumps. I can't tell you how many times, boy, if someone gets under my skin, the first thing I do is I step back and I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? Anyways, I'm getting off subject again. That could be another topic in itself. Then I also ask, how would my husband or my mom or these people react? You want to pick the people closest to you. And the reason why is because you got your story for their story. You could be just attached to a story. It could be some teachers that you have a memory from. It could be another little kid. But for your parents, because your stories stem directly from your parents, your mom and your dad, or just your mom if she's the only one that raised you, or just your dad, however that situation was for you. All your stories, all your past stems from, originally coming from, your parents. So, and there's plenty of science out there that will prove this, like show you the facts. So, and if you ever want to just look at that, like take something from your current today, like I'm doing here with money, and look at a scenario that might be not working out so well for you. It could be small stuff too. I mean, I'm talking even just small stuff. Everybody tells me, oh, my life's working great. Yeah, well, let's dig a little deeper into that, because I promise you, your life is not as working as great as you would like it to be. Because there's lots of areas that are working. I don't discredit that. But there are areas that are not working as well as you would like them to be. And that one small area taints the rest of the areas of your life. And when your list is actually bigger in the it's working area than it is in the it's not working area, then you're doing pretty good. And mine's like this, my little list. Anyways, so then you start asking these questions. How do I relate to manifesting $30,000 or creating $30,000 in 90 days? What will get in my way mentally about that? So what I came up with, just with those first three questions, like I have a whole thing here. Because the thing is I want to address my money story, those mindset things that would get in my way of actually having this result happen. Okay? So if you want more money in your life, if you want a juicier relationship with your wife or your husband or your children, well, I shouldn't say juicy with your children, but a better relationship with your children, or maybe a better relationship with your mother, the first thing you need to do is start inquiring into yourself about why it bothers you so much in the first place. So the thing I came up with is, I think everyone doesn't believe I can do it. I think they would be surprised. Like, they would actually be surprised in a good way, and they'd be proud of me. It would be unbelievable to them, like, wow, I can't believe you did it. That type of thing. I know I would have family members saying, oh wow, I can't believe you made $30,000. Will you buy me this or buy me that? So people asking for me to buy them things. I believe that someone in particular would say, well, what did you do to get that money? Was it like a pyramid scheme, or did you rob the bank kind of stuff? Pamela says, yes, I need to learn to step back. Pamela, share a little bit more with me about what you mean by you need to learn to step back a little bit. Step back in what? I need to learn to step back. because I've been saying so much and I just want to make sure I capture what it is that you're saying. So what do I need to put in place? You know, I'm asking myself questions so that I can powerfully deal with any shit that comes up for me while I'm taking my actions, okay? Because if you have all these underlining beliefs, old patterns, whether you procrastinate or you have some sort of fear, any of that kind of stuff that shows up. And I know that it happens. It doesn't matter what it is that you're taking on. If it's your health, for example, let's say, oh, I'm going to lose 10 pounds this year or this next 2 months. Okay, let's just say I'm going to lose 10 pounds this next month. And you're excited, you're doing it, and you're on a roll, and then all of a sudden something happens and you fell off the wagon and you're eating that donut or that pizza or whatever that favorite food is that you always fall back onto, comfort food. Anytime you step into, I'm going to do this. Ooh. Can I come see it after I'm done talking? Please. How about you bring it to me and show me? It's too big to carry? No? Yeah? Okay, she's too excited for me to not see this, so I'll be right back again. Whoa, you got the whole rolling paper out. That is cool. All right. So, okay. So anyways, it's just not believable. And like you just get discouraged or whatever those things are that come up for you. And you want to just deal with it. So to define what it is that you want is actually easy. To define or imagine this experience that you want to have in your reality is easy. That's the easy work, okay? So then you get into day two of the challenge. Hold on here. I've got another message coming up. Boy, it's like, what do they call that? You know, when you're up to big things just start happening, and you know what I mean? It's just my husband. He got off of work and he's letting me know. He's off work. Call him after. Okay, so in day two, what you're doing is you've defined your dream, right? And now you want to take a look at your goals. Now this one is huge. There's people who don't want to set goals for themselves because of fear. And they, you know, it's just a skill set. It's separate from mindset. You just develop a skill set, and that's just planning and writing things out, and because you've defined what it is that you want to achieve in your life. And now you're just gonna like write these goals about that. And I love goal setting, and I call it a structure for fulfillment. It's a term that I learned when I was in doing landmark programs. And or like even Tony Robbins, he chunks, you know, he has a process as well. And I've learned theirs, I've learned his, I've learned Jack Canfield's. They're, you know, it's all the same. And ultimately, the big message is you chunk it down into the smallest bite-sized stuff. I'm talking daily stuff, where you break it down into daily increments. And then you just let go of the result that you're looking to achieve. So now you've dealt with, you've created this vision for yourself, and now you want to really hone in on what it is that you're going to do to achieve that. You don't want to get caught up in, well, how am I going to do it? I don't know how I'm going to do it. Don't go there, because part of the law of attraction is you don't need to know how. You already know how. And you will be guided to bring you, you'll get the guidance that you need. Okay. You may already have things in place. I don't know what your situation is. But goal setting and goal chunking and really creating this plan and this structure for yourself is really important. The second important thing about that is saying when you're going to have it done by. And then another important piece to that is to have someone to hold you accountable, whether it be a mentor, whether it be a coach. Me, I'm a coach. You want to have someone that you know is going to hold you account to what you say you're going to do. Because if you don't, you're letting yourself off the hook easy. And the other thing I want to add to the day one thing is you've got to decide that this is me. This is what I want, and I'm going to have this my reality. So making a decision like, I'm going to do this. I am going to do this, and you believe that with your core that this is going to happen. I know it is. Have unshakable faith. I truly, wholeheartedly believe, and I know this is a fact because a few years ago, God showed me that all of my needs are always taken care of. Always. And that's when I learned about having faith. So, and that's another story. Anyways, so knowing at your core, it's done. This is going to happen, right? And then you just start getting into action and you're going to get into action and writing out these goals and desires. Write your desires, these goals, or whatever you want to call them. New Year's resolutions, which those never work. See, we attach meaning to everything. So to me, New Year's resolutions are a setup to fail. Some people think setting goals is just setting yourself up to fail. So I just like to change the language around and reframe it. So to me, it's a goal. I really love goals. I love goals. Anyway, so get an accountability partner, and those are free. If you're on a tight budget, find yourself an accountability partner. Find somebody in the group. Post something in the group that like, hey, like this is what I envisioned from day one, and I'm looking for an accountability partner. And because you're taking that action and putting it out there to the group, especially the group, because obviously the women in this group, we all want to empower each other. So you want to stick with the tribe, if you know what I mean. Don't make a big deal out of it. Just put it out there. Like this is what I need from an accountability partner. Like I have 3 accountability partners. I love accountability partners. I also have mentors, and I also have a coach. So yes, a little bit longer. You are 32 inches. Oh gosh, that's really long. Anyways, so put it out into the group, you guys, that you're looking for an accountability partner. And then the third day was creating a vision board And my commitment to you is to give you a free virtual vision board workshop. If you live in Helena, Montana, I invite you to my home and we can do it together while I do it online as well. So you would be online with me, but we'd do it together and we would do it within this community. And if that is something of interest to you, write yes in the comments that you are interested in an online virtual vision board party, or yes, I would like to do, sorry. Wow, you're really good at that. What? It's super tall, taller than you, but you are almost getting there. So yes, in the comments, yes, I want to do an online virtual vision board party. You know, if you live in Helena, yes, I'm in Helena, or yes, I live in Townsend, or yes, I live in East Helena. Where, you know, if you're in the vicinity and you would love to come over and have some fun, I do more than just, you know, would do more than just posting or pasting pictures on a cardboard. Okay, like I like to take it a little bit deeper than that. You'll get some really great value from it, and I promise. I don't know. It depends on what kind of dog you're talking about. Maybe a little bit longer than that. Just a little bit longer. Stretch, 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 stretch.
How long is leaves?
Who?
Leaves?
Leaves? That's way too big. Well, I guess there are leaves in the world that are kind of big like that. Anyways, so yes in the comments to a vision board. If you have already created a vision board, please share that in the group. Would love to see them. I love vision boards. They're very inspiring. As a matter of fact, my wall right here, half of my wall is my vision boards. There's more to just pasting pictures on a vision board. There's a whole lot more to it than people think. And I would like to share with you that one of our members in the group, I know as a fact, she had attended one of my workshops, vision board parties, and fulfilled on almost everything on that vision board within a year. So vision boards are very powerful tools. Your face is 6 inches long. All right, so I'm feeling like it's like time for me to get out of here. Yes, don't let go of it though, because it will hurt if it snaps back. I burnt my corn. I get into this stuff. I love talking about this stuff, especially because I know that when you are applying it in your life, it's fabulous. I mean, if you're looking to have freedom, full self-expression, peace of mind, freedom from the constraints of your past, like I could talk to you all day long about this stuff. Anyway, so in the beginning of this video, I wanted to share about real quickly what I'm going to do is we're going to do a masterclass on this 3-day challenge. That way, if there's an area of the 3-day challenge where you're having some challenges or you're struggling with, you will get that personal coaching. You'll get access to, and asking questions and getting answers, some support, empowerment. So I encourage you to participate on this masterclass call, and I will be doing that next week. And the reason why I'm doing it next week is because I want to give people time to dive into the 3-day challenge. So if you have not done the 3-day Envision Your Dream Challenge, I invite you to get on top of that, because the day, you know, you're the one putting your life off. If you have dreams, or if you've stopped dreaming and you want to dream again, you know, you can't tell me that you're fully satisfied with the way your life is right now. And if you are, let me rephrase that. If you are fully satisfied with your life, I so applaud you. And I would love for you to share what it is that you've been doing in your life, and get on the group here and share those things. You know, you scared me. Share those things with the other women in the group, because that's what this is about, empowering and inspiring other women to step outside of their comfort zone and to live into their God-given gifts and own that shit. Okay? Bella's behind me. I shouldn't have said that bad word. Anyways, so I invite you to share in the group your life's journey. Nobody stepped up this go around for the life's journey. So hopefully we will find, you know, the month's not over. So Pamela, Julie, Mary, anyone out there want to do the journey show for this month, just private message me and let me know. Anyway, so I've already been on here 51 minutes and I burnt my corn, which I can still eat around it. I love corn, especially corn on the cob. Anyways, so I've covered a lot here, and I will post the key information into the comments so that you'll know what to expect over the next week. And I will be posting a link for you to sign up for the online virtual vision board party for those of you who aren't local or can't come here. And I will also post the link to sign up for the masterclass, where we can dive deeper into creating and envisioning your dream for how you see it 5 years from now, and the goals around that. So I'm really good at goal setting, planning them out, creating a structure, and breaking it down literally all the way to day-to-day things. And I mean, that's how I live my life, is I live from my goals. And I live from my values, my highest values, which is spiritual, health, family, and contribution and passion. So those are my highest values. And when I'm not in alignment with that stuff, I know what to do. It's the mindset. I deal with that stuff and I move on. Anyways, I know that was a lot. I hope that you got something that you could take away from this video tonight. If you did, please, yes, I got something for myself. Thank you. I appreciate and acknowledge you for participating in the group. Please share with your friends. Let them know about the group, and you will be seeing more of me, I promise, because this girl is on fire. All right. I will see you guys tomorrow. Namaste. Oh, yeah. Oh, Bella's got to say her goodbye.
Bye. Wait.
My little rock star there. Well, they can't see you way over there. All right. My inspiration right there, you guys. One of them. You guys are also my inspiration. My daughter, my children, my grandchildren, and my husband are the biggest. Oh, excuse me. All right, one more time.